Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video, which is super special to me personally because it is not only the first impression of a new brand, it's not a new brand, but for me it is a new brand, of Oden's Eye Cosmetics. This is the first serious time that I am trying this brand, but it is also the review with a lot of looks of this palette, which is the Hela palette. And in addition to that, it gets even better because this is the collab palette between Oden's Eye Cosmetics and my friend Angelica Nyquist, and that is what it is. So sweeties, if you don't know Angelica, she's of course a fellow beauty YouTuber, also very colorful. She is originally from Sweden and she just moved to the US, so you will definitely find her channel here on YouTube, which is an amazing colorful channel, and of course check her out. But beyond that, I figure that everybody who is here knows her anyway, so just saying, in case there is someone who has not been around on YouTube, then you'll find her. Okay, I'm also going to link her, of course, in the description box down below. Okay, but this brand, Oden's Eye Cosmetics, is also based in Sweden, and I said this is my first serious attempt on trying this brand because I actually do have a previous palette from this brand, and that was the Elva palette, which is long ago, like one of their first palettes, I do believe. But that was a very neutral palette, and I got that as a gift from one of my besties, and I did a couple of looks, but I was never like, I liked the performance and everything, but because of the color scheme, because it's just very soft, it is not necessarily 100% me. It gave me the chance to try the brand a little bit, but it was not color-wise me, and that's why I'm also kind of not necessarily involving myself like heart and soul with it. But now this time I knew that the time has come to really seriously try this brand. So I ordered this on release because I just was like, yes, now the time has come, and this is how the palette looks. Of course, Angelica has created a very beautiful palette here with some beautiful really color scheme that a lot of people can use, also lighter options, and this is what it is. Okay, so sweeties, I am very excited to show you the looks that I have done with the palette. I don't even know, is this the 6th one or the 7th one? I'm not 100% sure. I've done a lot of looks with this palette, and I think this is the one palette where I have created the most looks so far, because as you probably know, I can only do one look per day because I just don't have time in my life to sit down here and do looks and looks. I just cannot live my life like that. So it took me quite some time, but it was so much fun, and it went by like this because it was seriously a lot of fun. Now, of course, I'm going to show you all the looks. First of all, we though have to create this one together, and I'm also going to give you a story time as always. Beyond that, of course, you're going to see all the other looks and pictures, you're going to see the swatches, and at the end of the video we are going to meet here again for the review part because I want to talk about this palette. Okay, beyond that, sweetie, if you've just found me and you're still interested, then definitely check out my channel. What are you getting here is a lot of colorful makeup and a colorful styling, because that is what my job is. I'm a makeup artist and stylist, and I'm living for colorful makeup and colorful styling. When it comes to the makeup, mostly of course of the indie community, because that is where my heart beats. And definitely check out my social media, which is linked in the description box down below, so you can see what I am doing, you know, when I'm off and on camera. Beyond that, of course, subscribe because I would love to have you here. All right, sweeties, so that is that. This is what we're going to do today, this look. So let's go right into it and let's have a story time, and you're gonna love this one. Okay, sweeties, here we are. Good morning. Good morning. I'm getting ready, and you can also. Okay, so of course my eyes are primed, and this time I used the ABH primer. I'm going to talk to you about that in the review part, why that is important. Okay, sweeties, I want to do something pink, mostly pink, and that is the plan. Plus, I want to talk to you about something that just happened, which is something that is so Leorah, because it kind of, for some reason, happens a lot in my life. All right, so let us go in with the shade Goddess. Ooh, that is the pink, and let's just start working. Well, I'm going to give you a story time because things have been happening again. If you don't know, and if you've just found me, I am I'm doing a lot of rescue work when it comes to, well, a lot, as much as I can, and I'm trying to be prepared when it happens. When it comes to animals, I really love animals. I think in general a very loving person, because these animals seem to find me. They seem to know where Leorah lives, and they have, I think they have some kind of list, and they know this is where she lives. You know, this is seriously how it feels. So the other day, of course, we took in a rescue bunny that had been abandoned outside, and of course I have spoken about that already here on my channel. I'm just also pulling in a different brush. And now let's have another story about a rescue animal, or let's say a potential rescue animal. While my eyes are really seriously affected by hay fever, so just saying, like, if I look funny, that's because I need to clear my eyes. I'm doing this blind, just saying. Okay, sweeties, what happened? So it was a Friday morning. It was a Friday morning, and for me, Fridays are very, very stressful, because on Friday evening, our weekly holiday starts, which is Shabbat. So we need to be ready for this. Plus, on Fridays, school is very, very short, because it's already just like half a work day or half a school day. So I don't have a lot of time to dilly-dally, because I have to have everything ready, all meals prepared, and all laundry done, and everything ready for Shabbat. Because on Shabbat, once it starts, there's nothing anymore. You know, you cannot. It's part of my religion. Never mind. Okay, so in any case, I had filmed on Friday morning after dropping off the kids in school. I quickly filmed something. I had a photo shoot, and then I was just looking at the footage, because usually I look at the footage that I have filmed just to see that I'm in focus, not necessarily to like edit stuff or whatever if I can't get around to doing it immediately. But I always need to see that it is not horrible, because otherwise, if I don't do that, in my mind it turns into a huge thing. Suddenly it's like, this is horrible, I need to delete it, this was horrible, you know, even if it wasn't. Usually it never is. You know. All right, so let's go in the shade Hela, which is the lighter pink. And let's just put that here and just fluff out this edge a little bit. So that is basically the background picture of the whole setting. All right, then my husband came back from morning prayers with my oldest son, who does not have school on Fridays. So they came home together, and then usually at 9 o'clock, my husband has a lecture with our rabbi through Zoom. Okay, so he goes upstairs in the first floor, because we have a little guest room there, and he usually sits down. I don't know really why, because he could sit anywhere, but he goes to the guest room and he sits there to listen to the lecture. Okay, now that was 9 a.m. All right, so he went upstairs, and I was going about my business, still at the computer, looking at the footage, and I don't know what my son was doing. I think he was checking something on his phone, who knows. So what happened next was a scream. I was like, oh. Okay, so my husband screamed, "Leorah!" Louder, of course, but I don't want to break your eardrums. So just going in with my bone color matte. So he called me, obviously, and I raced upstairs, and he was like, "Rescue cat!" I was like, how? You're on the first floor. How can there be a rescue cat? Now, there is a door to a small balcony, a tiny little thin small balcony that is going out of our guest room. So, and apparently my husband had opened the shutters so he can have a little bit more natural light when he sits down for his lecture. And there in the door, in the corner of the door and the building, the side of the wall, in this corner there was a tiny little kitten. The cutest thing you could ever imagine, because everything that is small and furry is the cutest thing you could ever imagine, right? So wait, I'm gonna go in with another brush. Okay, so let's use this one. I'm gonna go in with the dark pink again, and I'm just gonna go back and forth between those two pinks and kind of build up the intensity a little bit. All right, so in any case, I came upstairs, I saw this cat, or this kitten. It was still very small. It's very hard for me to tell you what the age was. The eyes were open, it had a full fur, and it was still very wobbly on the legs. Okay, so it cannot have been super old. All right, so it must have been maybe 2 weeks plus. I have no idea, maybe 3, I don't know. All right, so it looked like my other rescue cat, like Oreo. It was like a tuxedo cat, but not black and white. What is usually black in tuxedo cats was kind of like a tiger situation with that one, and it also had like a longer fur, which is beautiful. And I was like, yes, I love it. Animals like that find me. All right, so what happened? I had milk shooting in. Sweeties, no questions asked. My mothering instincts are just going so in overdrive, and there is no stopping Leorah. So immediately I was like, okay, so what do I have to do? I have a mental checklist. What happens in these situations? I raced downstairs. I took one of our animal traveling boxes, because of course we have to keep it safe from the children and from the other animals, and also because of potential diseases we have to just keep it away from other animals, right? So that is what I did. I ran downstairs. On the way I turned on the hot water kettle to boil some hot water for a water bottle, for a hot water bottle. I informed my son. I told him once I'm done, we're going to the shopping mall, to the pet store, to get formula. And he was already like putting on shoes, and he was like, Mom, do you really want to do this? Do you really want to do night feedings again? I said to him, I have to do what I have to do. What can I do? I'm not going to look away if there is some animal in need. I'm not looking away. I cannot, you know. So in any case, so that's what I did. I raced back upstairs. I warmed up towels and brought the hot water bottle. Got everything ready. Got back to the guest room where my husband was, and he was standing there staring at that door. And his face was like, he had like a half smile kind of a thing going on. And I follow his look, and I look at the door. Isn't there the mother cat sitting next to that kitten? I'm like, you go away. You go away. This is my baby. So in any case, long story for not a lot of outcome. Unfortunately, I was very angry at the mother cat. She was very angry at me. She looked at me like, how dare you? And I was like, you go away. This is my baby. You just gave birth to it, but I have it already. I claimed it already. You know, this is mine now. You go away. So in any case, of course, I could not take the baby away from her, even though I was like, wait, let's go into this dark maroonish kind of a shade, which is this one. This is called Soot. Yeah. Is it? I think it's maroon. Okay, so let's just put this a little bit like... It looks way more maroon in the palette though, you know? Like here it doesn't look that maroon. It looks more like a super dark gray / black, but I don't know. In the palette it looks more maroon. But in any case, I'm just going to fluff this here in the corner a little bit, just to add a little bit more drama to the look. And I'm really fluffing it out because it is more pigmented. I just don't want to have like real strong lines going on here now, okay? So that's why I'm going in gently, but building it up in intensity as I go along. While my eyes are tearing, seriously, wow. Okay, I hope this is not turning into a mess, but beyond that... Yeah, so it was really a stupid situation, because I wanted to save that cat, and I had set my mind to rescuing that kitten, and then suddenly it turned out that it didn't really need it to be rescued, and I was very upset about that. You know, it is so strange, because, you know, once something enters my realm, my kingdom, and I feel like I'm in charge of this one, and I'm going to take care of this one, and then it suddenly doesn't need it, it's not... And I wasn't happy. So also because of course I know to which life this is growing up to. It's going to be a street cat, and it's going to probably be full of like bugs and who knows like stuff, and it's going to for always and forever being hungry. It's going to be looking for food. It's going to be getting involved into cat fights. It's going to maybe, I don't know, get injured in traffic and who knows what. And I was like, no matter what I do and no matter how much it would hurt the mom now, if I take this kitten now, I would help everybody. I was trying to tell myself, yeah. But my husband then said, listen, he was actually super, super supportive, and he, with each animal, he says, this is the last one, we're not doing this anymore, because it is also financially a big strain, really. And but he is also a person who doesn't look away, you know. So the initial thing is to rescue. Of course, we cannot always keep everything, but in this case, there's no way that I'm gonna get rid of a cat. There's just no way, unless it would like wreak havoc with the animals that I have already, and that would of course not be it. But yeah, so I was very, very torn, because I was seeing in my inner eye that this kitten is not going to have the blissful life that it would potentially have in our home. But yeah, then my husband said, sweetie, you cannot save them all, you know, and if there's a mom, you have no right to take it away. And I was ready to argue that, but then basically the mother cat took the baby by the, how is this called? This part, the nape? Is that the nape? You know, she took it in that grip, whatever they do, I don't know how to call this, and she actually jumped off the balcony. I saw them later on, so they were fine, but that was really bizarre, because I was feeling panic to see how she picked up the kitten and left, and together to that, like in addition to that, jumping off the balcony with the kitten in her mouth. Wait, this is the wrong brush. Let's go to this one. Okay, I'm going to do kind of a bit of a half-cut crease situation, and I'm going to again use that primer from ABH, and I'm just going to, like, I'm not going to clean up my lid or something. I don't have the mind space for that right now, but I'm just going to like fake it, you know, just so you know. Alright, so but that was the situation, and it kind of feels so cool that once there is an animal somewhere inside that potentially needs help, it's like, Leorah! It is always the same voice and the same intensity of the call. It's like calling 911. Yeah, so it's kind of really cool, because I'm so happy to do it, you know, and I'm ready to, like, even now I'm never really sleeping more than maximum 5 hours at night. If I'm really lucky, it's 5 hours, and then of course if I have to do night feedings again, that is of course going to be a whole different ball game. But am I going to do it? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, if I would be against night feedings, I would not have had a second child, you know? But it turns out I had 7, so just saying. Alright, sweeties, let us put on some more makeup. Now, I have to see which brush to use for this. First of all, I'm going to go in with... Wait, with which shade? I'm not 100% sure. Let's just use this one. This one. This is Fluorescence. Can't pronounce it. Okay, let's put that one like right here. And then I want to go in. Oh, these are so beautiful. Like, wow. Do you see this? Can you please tell me if you're seeing this? This is just so beautiful. All right. Let us go in. I'm just wiping off the same brush because apparently this one works. To Golden Bridge. Okay, that is basically the next greenish shimmer down the line, basically. And I'm gonna place that here, but not very big, because my biggest feature of the greens I want to have, of course, within that real true green, like a frog, grass green, whatever. Okay, so that is the shade, I don't know, I can't, Venom, okay? Yeah, so that is really one thing that I cannot really read the shade names easily, because they are green on basically a green background. But beyond that, like, who cares really about the shade names, right? If the makeup is good, then that's all good. Alright, yeah, where's my mirror? Can't see my mirror. I'm just so affected by this stupid hay fever. But in any case, so this is the story that I wanted to share with you. Just again, a little bit of my life and a little bit like a little look into my heart. I hope you did enjoy this. I'm going to, of course, as always, put on a liner and finish the look and like perfect the look a tiny little bit more, because try to stop me. And you're going to see in just a second all the other looks that I've done with the palette and of course the swatches. And then we're going to meet here again for the review part. So stay tuned. Okay, my lovelies, here we are with the finished look and the finished styling. And of course, now you've seen everything. You've seen all the looks, you've seen the swatches, you've heard me blabber about this whole thing with the kitty that is really mine and nobody else's. But yeah, what can we do? Okay, beyond that, you know what? When I rescued my first cat, Oreo, actually Angie was the one who gave me a lot of tips and tricks how to get all my animals to work together, you know, to kind of work together, to, you know, get along. So yeah, because she also of course has cats and a dog, right? That's what she has. Okay, sweeties. Okay, let's talk about this palette. This is how she looks. This is the outer sleeve, and then of course when you open it, kinda you have the same design but more bold, and then you have the ingredients on the sleeve, and then a bit of like a description about the shades on the back of the palette itself. You do have cardboard packaging, and let me hold this a little bit closer. You can see this is how she looks. Okay, this is of course Angie. Yeah. All right, sweeties, then you do have a kind of really cute design also around the mirror. And then of course you do have these 16 shades. You do have mattes and shimmers and the duochrome, which is this, actually this one also. So you do have 2 duochromes, and everything else is mattes and shimmers as far as I see it. Okay, sweeties, this is basically the basics about the palette. Now let me move you in so you can take a closer look how I finished this look. And then of course I'm also going to tell you which shades I used under my eye. Alright, so this is how it turned out. You can also see hopefully that for the liner I actually used a normal black liner, a gel liner, and then I topped it off on the inside with a bit of a turquoise glitter and then kind of blended it into a purple glitter. Yeah. Looking for the words. Okay, sweeties, this is what it is. Now, let me tell you how I finished the look. I have this one here in the inner corner, and then I blended it into this one, and close to the lash line I just pushed this one, you know, very close. And I do have a light green on my lower waterline, and that's it, you know, to finish the look. Okay, sweeties, I have to say that after the first look already I was super much impressed and very much in love. But I used, for the first look, I used the primer from Sigma, which is one of my most favorite primers, honestly. And I'm trying a lot of primers because I kind of really want to feel and learn and try and see what is the one that works for me. Now, the thing is that not with every formula, even your most favorite primer works. Now, for all of the other looks, I have used the one from ABH because that is the one that doesn't crease. At least of the ones that I tried, okay? When I used the one from Sigma, the shimmer shades creased on me, and I also know from a couple of other people that shimmers creased on you, okay, with this palette, or maybe in general with Oden's eye, that I don't know. But I'm a very creasy person, you know. The older I get, the more issues I have with that. And what I'm trying to say with all of this is try to figure out which primer works with that palette. Doesn't mean that this particular primer will work under each formula, but it will just make it possible for you to work with this palette or with this brand, you know. So for me, it is definitely the one from ABH. It has done the trick. There was no creasing, there was no fading, there was no nothing, no separating, absolutely no problem. problem, but again, with the other primer that I've tried, there was, okay? So just saying, even if there are ways to fix that. Just use some Duraline and you're all good, okay? I'm going to make a video about that at some point when I get around to it. Okay, sweeties, just saying, this worked super, super well for me, and once I had the right primer underneath, there was absolutely no problem with the performance of these shimmer shades. Now, in general, the shimmer shades are super, super opaque, very, very creamy, and amazing picking up on the brush, everything good. Okay, it's just, again, you need to find the right thing to put underneath so they don't shift or separate on you. All right, so also now talking about the mattes, I was really, really impressed. They are very, very velvety, very buttery. I guess, yeah, when other YouTubers always say they're buttery mattes, I think this is how I would describe them. I thought they were super, super buildable also, and really well blendable. I hope you also saw it in the other looks. I'm really, really impressed about the overall performance of this brand. Now, again, I have not done a lot of looks with the Elba palette, and all the other palettes that came in between I have not tried. Not because I didn't like them, it was just never the right time for me, okay? But now is the right time, and now, of course, I am going to follow this brand with way more interest, because it is really, it won my heart over, you know? So, sweeties, that is basically what I have to say. Also, I was very impressed with the pink, because in the other look, I don't know which one of them it was, you saw it, where I used the pink, I was very, very impressed that I did not really have any serious staining. I expected to have some staining. There was like a super, super small hint of it, but nothing really to write home to mom about, you know? So that was really, really cool, and I'm just like super impressed. And you also, of course, saw that I did some more neutral, I think 2 more neutral looks. One was like super, super neutral, and one was neutral with a twist. Because I had these occasions where I had to be a little bit more normal, but just saying that you can also do looks like that with that palette, and I really just scratched the surface, like really, you know? Yeah, so that is what I have to say. I am super, super happy for Angelica. I'm super proud of her, what she came out with, and this is not her first collab, so she's going places. That woman is going places, and she's getting a lot of recognition, and I'm super, super happy for her, because I've been following her from, I think, when she was around 20k or maybe 25k, something like this. So I have been following her and watching her journey for a long, long time, and I have seen her grow and going through all kinds of phases, and sticking with her. And yeah, so that is basically it, and I'm so, so proud of her, because she has been working really, really hard on this, you know, and she's very talented, like seriously. Okay, now of course you will find everything that is on my face down in the description box. You will find Angelica's channel there, of course, all my links to social media, all my discount codes that I have with the different brands, and ways to support my channel. And of course, let me know down in the comments if you have this palette, what your experiences are, which primer works for you. Seriously, you know, maybe we can just share a little bit, because I think that is a very, very interesting subject to talk about for people like me, makeup nerds. Okay, then also don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so, because I would love to have you here, and I shall see you here super soon for my next video. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.